Why does it feel like no matter how much you do, you never feel caught up? You wake up already thinking about everything you didn't finish yesterday. You go to bed mentally replaying everything you didn't finish today. And somewhere in between, you spend hours feeling like you should be doing something, but you're too exhausted to even begin. Maybe your mind never truly stops. Maybe there's always another task, another responsibility, another problem waiting just behind the one you're currently trying to solve. Maybe you've even started wondering if something is wrong with you, if everyone else somehow figured out a secret you were never told. And the worst part? You don't even have one big problem. You have everything, everywhere, all at once. It keeps piling up, quietly crushing you. If this is how you feel, you're not weak, you're not lazy, you're not falling apart. You've simply never been taught how the mind actually works under pressure. 2,000 years ago, a man named Seneca lived in one of the most chaotic, high-pressure environments in human history. The Roman Empire. There was political turmoil, constant social pressure, and enormous responsibility. Yet Seneca mastered something that most people today still struggle with: complete mental clarity in the middle of chaos. And he left behind a blueprint for how to do it. Today we're going to explore the real psychology behind overwhelm, why it happens, why it keeps coming back, and most importantly, why you keep feeling this way no matter how hard you try. So stay with me until the end, because the final lesson is the one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the one thing that changes everything. 1. You are not overwhelmed by life. You are overwhelmed by your mind. Here's the first truth that most people never realize. The problem is never the amount of work in front of you. The problem is the mental weight you carry about the work. Think about it. You've had incredibly busy days when you felt completely alive, focused, and in control. And you've also had lighter days when you could barely function. The tasks didn't change. Your mind did. Overwhelm is not an external condition. It's an internal experience. It happens when your mind is living in yesterday's regrets, today's chaos, and tomorrow's fears, all at the same time. Seneca once wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." He understood that the mind, when left unchecked, can turn manageable moments into unbearable ones. Your to-do list isn't the enemy. Your thoughts about your to-do list are, too. The trap of doing everything at once. Modern life has sold you a dangerous lie. That doing more means achieving more. That being busy means being productive. That if your schedule isn't full, you're somehow falling behind. But look at what actually happens when you try to do everything at once. Nothing gets done properly. You switch from one task to another, you lose focus, and by the end of the day, you're exhausted. Yet somehow you still feel like you accomplished nothing. Sound familiar? Seneca warned against people who were, in his words, busy doing nothing, always moving, always occupied, but never truly making progress. Running fast in every direction is not the same as moving forward in one, and before we go any further, there's something you need to know. Point 4 in this video is the one most people have never considered. It's not about productivity, it's about something quietly hiding in the back of your mind right now, so don't skip it. Being busy and being effective are not the same thing. Seneca understood that over 2,000 years ago. 3. Why the future is stealing your present. Ask yourself honestly, where is your mind right now? If you're like most people, it isn't here. It's 3 days ahead. It's already at the deadline. It's already replaying the difficult conversation you haven't had yet. It's already imagining the worst possible version of something that hasn't even happened. This is where overwhelm lives. Not in the present moment, but in the future you keep mentally visiting before it ever arrives. You carry Monday's problems into Saturday. You carry next month's pressure through this week, and by the time the actual moment finally arrives, you've already lived through it 10 exhausting times inside your own head. One of Seneca's most powerful lessons was simple. Confine yourself to the present. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now, this task, this moment, this breath. You cannot live 2 days at once, so stop trying. 4. The hidden weight of unfinished things. This is the one nobody talks about, and it might be the real reason you feel overwhelmed even on days when you haven't done much at all. Every unfinished task, every postponed decision, every conversation you've been avoiding, they don't disappear. They sit quietly in the back of your mind, taking up space, draining your energy and creating a low, constant hum of mental noise that never fully shuts off. The email you keep meaning to send, the decision you keep putting off, the difficult conversation you keep delaying. Each one becomes a small, open wound in your mental energy. Seneca believed deeply in the power of mental order and completion. He understood that a cluttered mind cannot think clearly, no matter how capable the person may be. Psychologists today call this the Zeigarnik effect, the idea that unfinished tasks demand more mental energy than completed ones. Somehow, the one task you keep avoiding feels heavier than the 10 tasks you simply finish. It's not the mountain of work that exhausts you. It's the one thing you keep avoiding. 5. You are trying to control what was never yours to control. Here's one of Stoicism's most powerful and most overlooked ideas. Not everything is yours to carry. In fact, most of what overwhelms you was never under your control to begin with. Other people's opinions, unexpected outcomes, how your efforts will be received, what might go wrong, what others might think. What could happen if everything falls apart? You spend an enormous amount of energy worrying about things you cannot touch, cannot change, and cannot predict. And every minute you spend there is a minute taken away from the things you actually can control. Your actions, your effort, your focus, and your response. Seneca put it simply, divide your world into what is within your power and what is not. Then give your energy only to the first. Release the second completely. Half of your overwhelm comes from carrying things you were never meant to carry. 6. Stillness is not laziness. It is the foundation of clarity. Here's one of the most counterintuitive lessons Seneca ever taught. Sometimes the most productive thing you can possibly do is nothing. Not scrolling, not planning, not organizing, just stopping. Being still, letting your mind settle like water after a storm. Most people run from stillness because it feels unproductive. Because in the silence they have to face what's actually wrong. So they stay busy, they fill every empty moment. They mistake constant movement for real progress. But Seneca deliberately protected his moments of stillness. He believed they were essential. Not a reward for finishing the work, but the very foundation that made meaningful work possible. The moment you stop, take a breath, and return fully to the present. That's often the exact moment the solution appears. Clarity doesn't come from doing more. It comes from creating enough silence to actually hear yourself think. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more presence in the hours you already have. Here is what most people get wrong about overwhelm. They treat it like a productivity problem, so they download another app, they create another system, they reorganize their schedule for the 100th time. But overwhelm was never a productivity problem. It was always a perception problem, a mind problem, a presence problem. And once you truly understand that, it loses its power over you completely. Here are 5 Stoic principles to carry with you from today. 1. Do one thing at a time and do it completely. 2. Every single day, separate what you control from what you don't, and give your energy only to the first. 3. Never carry tomorrow's problems into today. Today has enough of its own. 4. Finish small things immediately. Close your open loops. Free your mind. 5. Protect your stillness. It is not wasted time. It is where your clarity lives. These aren't complicated ideas. They never were. Seneca wasn't a productivity guru. He wasn't selling a system. He was simply a man who understood that a calm mind inside a chaotic world is the most powerful thing a human being can possess. People who feel overwhelmed are not weak. They are not incapable. They are simply disconnected from the present moment, from what actually matters, from what is actually theirs to carry. And the moment that connection is restored, everything changes. Seneca built this understanding in the middle of one of the most brutal, unpredictable empires in human history. If he could find stillness there, you can find it here. So remember this: you don't need a quieter life to have a calmer mind. You need a calmer mind to build a quieter life. Overwhelm does not come from having too much to do. It comes from forgetting that right now, this moment, is the only place where anything can actually be done. If you want more videos on Stoic philosophy, mental strength, emotional intelligence, the psychology of the mind, and the invisible forces that shape the way you think, feel, and live, subscribe now. Because the most important battle you will ever fight is not out there in the world. It is the one happening right now inside your own head.